Hello everyone, the 316 here with another Platinum Jamboree. I believe this is the fourth one, might be the fifth one, but this is a series where I take a look at hard to find figures, platinums, and any other figures I would deem rare or expensive. Today we have Platinum Collector's Edition Red Hood, he's number 20 in that line, and on the left we have the CatMan gold label, which is a Mcfarlane Toy Store exclusive. I got both of these from the Mcfarlane Toy Store. CatMan was briefly re-released during the 12 Days of Mcfarlane event. They also released some other hard-to-find figure packs, like the Batman 6-pack as well as the Blue Lantern Kyle. I did miss out on that one. And I think Nightfall Catwoman as well. But honestly, I'm still waiting on a Catwoman that I really like from this line. The Arkham ones are alright, but um, I never really liked the Nightfall Catwoman body mold. I want something that's similar to Arkham, but not quite. Anyway, enough of that. So Catman, I actually got for about $13. I had a $25 coupon code, so I got him for about 12 bucks after shipping, which is awesome. And Red Hood here, I got for retail price and shipping, which is $38. It does kind of suck paying $40 for a figure, but you know it's guaranteed, and I know that I'm getting the platinum, which I'm fine with paying an extra $8, but I'd rather pay like less. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at the packaging real quick. We'll start off with the Platinum Collector's Red Hood here. You can see all what's included. You know, it does still come with that art card stand, which they have since phased out. The most recent Collector's Edition figure I did, Geoforce, does not have that. And the back is the same as the art card for him. Same thing with Catman, except he's a gold label single figure. You can kind of see his cape jiggle in there just a little bit. It says Catman on both sides there. And on this side, Villains United. On the bottom, I don't know why I showed you the barcode, doesn't matter. And on the back is a Catman photo. Anyway, let's go ahead and get these guys open. Out of the packaging now, we can see them in their proper and full glory. Let's go ahead and start off with their accessories. As you can see, they both come with a figure stand. The collector's edition is tampoed in silver, the regular in black. Art card wise, they both come with one. This is the standard Multiverse one. Villains United. There's a little bit of a read up on Thomas Blake there. In the binder it goes. And then Red Hood here comes with the collector's art stand. Into the bin it goes. I don't throw them away, but I'll hold on to them. And there's a read up on the back there. And it actually shows the debut of where this particular version of the character came from. So I do like that. And that's some nice art on the card. Into the binder it goes. They both actually come with quite a few different weapons. So on the figure, we'll take a look at in a bit, but he comes with his claws. But he also comes with, Catman that is, he also comes with two of these big ass knives, and they look to be the same mold. I don't think they're any different. And one thing I wanted to try, let's see, is this gonna fit in Deathstroke's little knife pocket? No, that's way too big. If it was just a little bit bigger, it could, but it will not. But what might actually fit in there is Red Hood's switchblade here. And actually that does fit quite well. I might leave it with Deathstroke here. We will take a look at that figure in a bit. Next to these two, but yeah, it comes with a little switchblade, all silver, and comes with a crossbow. I'll probably be displaying him with the crossbow, and he also comes with a scythe, or a pickaxe, I guess. I don't know why he comes with this accessory. It's kind of a weird inclusion if you ask me, but I'm sure I could find a use for this, like if I had a Scarecrow figure. Only one that comes to mind is the Jokerized Dark Knight one I have. Last accessory for Catman here is his set of just regular open hands, and if you want, you could stick any accessory you want in there. You could stick the knives in there as well, but the handles are a little big, so you kind of have to force it in there. But same hands that came with the Nightfall Batman. So both of these figures are reuse. On the left is mostly a Nightfall Batman reuse, but comes with new forearm pieces. These are new hands, a new belt piece, and a new upper body, so that they could use the wired cape. And of course the head is new, but everything else is reuse. And Red Hood here is a complete reuse of the like 3 Jokers. I think the criminal and the clown use this body. but it's been used quite a few times. One thing I would like to point out, the ties are different. So here he's got a bow tie. Here it's, I guess, like a bolo tie. I'm not quite sure what kind of tie that is. It's a tie though. That I do know. If you do notice, my figure's kind of leaning to the side there. Like he's going that way rather than straight up and down. I don't know why that is. I did try to fix it briefly, but as you can see, he's still leaning. Don't think it's anything wrong with the foot. I think it's just how the figure is. It's a little bit better. But the platinum version of this figure has a purple suit. The standard version is black. I was only going to get this figure if I got the purple suit because the purple looked better. And yes, I know I have a purple background and this is a purple figure, but as always, I do have the white background so that you can more easily see that this is the color purple and not black. And you know, he is standing on the, you know, the figure stand, so you can more easily see that it's clearly a purple suit. Since I have him here, there's really not much to say, to be honest. You know, I like that he can hold all these weapons, but he only has one holding hand, and that's the right hand. They didn't give him any extra hands. They just gave him, you know, the 3 weapons, which, you know, is fine. I don't mind the weapons all that much, and it does look close enough to the source material. I do wish they gave him a different tie. I do really like the red hood piece here, and you can clearly see that there is a front to it because it isn't a perfectly circular head. It actually has a bit of a cut in the back where the neck is so that it can move a bit better. If I turn it, it's a little bit easier to see. It's not a straight cut, it's a diagonal one. He does have a wired cloth goods cape, which is just sitting on there. It's not connected to the torso, as the torso is complete reuse and they didn't account for a cape. But, you know, it is wired on both sides, and it's also wired on the bottom, just like Darkseid's. So if you want to get some more wacky-looking capey poses, you could do that. You know, flip it up like that if you wanted to. Whatever tickles your fancy. I do worry over time with these bendy wires if they're going to break or wear down and snap. But this one is so thin that I don't know if that's actually going to happen. Like, seriously, I can barely even feel where the wire is. It's in there, but it's so small, it's hard to tell it's even in there. But, you know, nice cape. It's good. And, you know, you can get the pose from that art card image, but trying to get it to sit up there because of how heavy it is the problem. It's doable, just be forewarned. But, yeah, good-looking figure, and nothing on the back, really, to, you know, write home about. And we'll go into articulation. You can look down. Can't really look up. I already showed you it has some side to side, and I showed you the cape. He does have the T-pose. Doesn't get too much in the shoulder, but he gets enough. Got the forearm swivel. The double jointed elbow is almost perfect. Just a little bit more and it'd be perfect. And he, of course, has the ball jointed wrist, which can go up and down or side to side, depending on how you have it positioned. He does have torso swivel. Doesn't really have any crunch or back. Little bit of side to side, just a little bit. He can do the splits, but not very well. The suit gets in the way. He can't really kick his leg up higher than that. I have to force it, and I don't like doing that. Let's see the knees here. He can kick his own ass. Cool. Not too many figures can do that in this line. And then it has a ankle hinge. You could also swivel it, or you can pivot it, but the pivot's kind of hard to do with these, pant cuffs. But that's Red Hood. Pretty good looking figure. Glad I got it. I'll take this out of here now. And let's take a look at CatMan. I was really sad I missed out on the initial release of this figure, but getting this very brief re-release is, I was happy to finally get it. I was like, ooh, CatMan's back, buying it. And, getting it for only $12, I can't complain. But let's take a look at the figure here. So he's kind of a baby poop brown and puke yellow color. Yeah, I know that's kind of gross, but that's the colors that he is, that we see here. It is mostly a reuse of the Nightfall body. The legs are complete, like I said. The upper torso is new, and they reused that on the Clock King figure. The forearms overlays are new as well. And, of course, these hands are new, which, look at these hands. Like, I do not want to mess with this guy. Like, yikes. Like, these things will, like, hurt. Like, owie. But, It does have that wrist hinge there, so you can get plenty of range of movement out of it. Of course, these do not come off. This is a single molded piece here. They are molded to his hands. And, if you want to do a upwards strike, you could do that as well. Whatever you're interested in. Let's see. Let's look at that head sculpt. I really like that head sculpt. It reminds me of like Adam West Batman's cowl piece. Like very cloth, not very rigid. It looks good though. Same thing with the chest logo with the 3 slashes. I really should have brought down a Wolverine figure for comparison. Oh well. The belt's good too. It's a pretty decent belt if you wanted to make a Batman belt, but what I really appreciate is that they actually have places for you to store his extra knives. You can just shove those on in there, one on each ass cheek. Trying to get him in there though is a little bit of a challenge, but try this way. Might be easier. Come on. I don't know what's getting in the way here. There we go. But yeah, one for each ass cheek if you're so inclined. I'm going to go ahead and leave those on for the rest of the review. And you can see they're just sitting back there. Although if you do leave them on, you'll have to put his arms in a position like this so that, if you're laying them flat down on a shelf like that, that's how they'll have to be posed. But if you don't want the knives on, you can just leave them off. But a really well painted figure. I haven't noticed any issues at all with the paint, especially the head. Head here looks good. There is a little bit of like gunk in the teeth on this side, but I don't think it's all that bad. Maybe he was chowing down on some cat food earlier. I don't know. I don't know what he eats. But really good looking figure. I like the colors. The cape here, it was one of the first times that they did the wired or non-wired cape, but he gets a very, very nice spread on that. And he can drape himself with it, unlike other figures in this line. What I actually really like that they did here, you can see, so it connects at the back portion there, but then they curved it so that there's a little bit of extra cloth there so that he can actually, cover the front of his torso. I wish they would do that with the Batman figures in this line, because if we take a brief look here, you can see it just goes straight out. There's no extra curve there. With this, he can, if he wants to, drape it over. So I wish they'd go back to that because it was well done on this figure. But that's CatMan, and I already showed you the back, so let's go ahead and go into articulation. I already showed you the wrists, but the double jointed elbows here, let's see where those get to. So the forearm cuff gets in the way. The lower joint doesn't move much. That's pretty much all you're going to get out of that. And then he's got the swivel here. It can go 360. He's also got the rotator cuff, and he's got that hinge in there, which does feel pretty decent. Let's see, crunch, non-existent forward, pretty good back. Yeah, pretty good back. And yeah, nothing on the bottom piece there. And of course you can spin both of these pieces independently. The lower one's a bit more tough because of the belt piece, but it can be done. I'm just not going to attempt it. He can do the splits. Again, the belt diaper gets in the way, so this is where I feel comfortable spreading it, but you can spread it further. But you will see it does stretch out the rubber a little bit. Let's see, any swivel in the legs? Not really. This one's actually surprisingly good. Knees, he can't kick his own ass, which is fine. Do they have a dog man? I feel like they'd have a dog man. He's got the ankle pivot, the hinge, swivel, and they both have toe articulation. I forgot to show it on him back there, but yeah, pretty good figure here. Can't wait to put him on the display shelf. He's a very obscure villain, but I first heard of him with the, I think, Lego Batman movie or an Easter egg in one of the Arkham games. Can't remember where I first heard of him, but it was one of those two. Now let's go ahead and do some size comparisons. So CatMan here stands at just over 7 inches tall at the top of the ears, and Red Hood stands at pretty much exactly 7 inches tall. If I could get him to stand up straight, that is. But I just said the Lego Batman movie, so why don't I go ahead and get out their figures from that movie. So here's Lego Batman movie CatMan and Red Hood. This one has a black suit, but it does have the bow tie. But yeah, there you go. There's the two of them next to the two of them. looks pretty good. Colors are a little different, but that's not really a big deal to me. But pretty cool that we actually got Lego versions of these figures. It's really cool. Can't complain there, but that's nice to see. Now, they're both villains, so let's go ahead and see how they look next to some other villains. I looked up the Villains United roster, and I think these three have been members before, but I got Black Manta here. We got a Manta Ray and a cat. Interesting combo. And I already showed him off, but here's Deathstroke. And, of course, we got to get Lex Luthor in there, too. So, CatMan's going with those guys. He actually doesn't fit too badly with them. He brings a nice spot of color against those villains. And then one more villain I'll show off. We get Zaz there, which is also a Mcfarlane Toy Store exclusive, which they restocked around Memorial Day. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Let's get them out of here. He can fall over all he wants. Alright, and then for Nightfall figures, let's go ahead and get the original one in there. There's Nightfall Batman. And I already showed off Dick Grayson Batman, so there he is. And then, yeah, he has problems standing. There goes my one Christmas tree back there. I should be posting this on the 30th, but things might change. And as you can see with Clock King here, it does reuse the strap torso there. So if you want to get a comparison between those two weird Batman villains, there you go. Pretty much the same molds, just different forearms and belt pieces and heads. Cool to see that, though. And, of course, lastly, this Joker, Deadly Duo Joker, which reuses pretty much all the same pieces, but there are some differences. I think the shoes are different, but they look... Actually, no, those are the same. The only difference seems to be the tie here. I kind of wish they used this torso tie instead of that one, but oh well. Nothing I can do about it. Let's get them out of here. And then let's take a look at our usual suspects. As it's still December, Santatrocitus is still around. We got the Gold Label Arkham City Batman, the Jazzwares Halo Spartan Yoroi. We got our wrestling figures, the AEW Unraveled Samoa Joe. Man, everything's falling around here. Oof. I'm actually filming this before Christmas, so the Mattel WWE Elite 100 John Cena. Moving into 6-inch scale, we have the Marvel Legends Scarlet Spidey and the Star Wars Black Series Retro Card Boba Fett. We have the G.I. Joe Classified Tiger Force Outback, and lastly, the Power Rangers Lightning Collection Dino Thunder Black Rangers. So I like both of these figures. I think that value-wise, CatMan's the better value here, but you can't get him from Mcfarlane Toy Store anymore, so you got to go on the aftermarket. So he's probably going to cost you more, unfortunately. If you got in during when he was released, cool, but if not, be prepared to pay those aftermarket prices. The Platinum Red Hood, I only wanted the purple version. I got it. I can't say I'm disappointed, but I'm just whelmed. There's not much going on for it, but I just really like the color purple on this figure. And the black one is fine, but I just think the purple looks better. And the art card is the purple version as well. But anyway, let me know what you think down below of these two figures. Don't forget to leave a like on the video, subscribe, and hit the bell. It all helps out the channel. And as always, peace.